don't start my time yet. How exciting and how lucky am I to get the short straw or the long straw, how it may be, to be the first presenter at the inaugural New Jersey, I'm number one. This is right. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm also nervous, and I appreciate the opportunity to be talking to you here today. I'm here because I love what I do. I'm the executive director of RISE. We're a community service partnership. We're in the middle of New Jersey, exit 8. And I'm here to talk about our thrift store, but in order to understand the Greater Goods Thrift Store, you need to understand some of the other programs that we run. We have this umbrella of services. We call it a circle of services. And our circle starts with our food pantry. And all the numbers that are going to appear behind me magically with my TL, they're all numbers from 2015 that we serve. But our food pantry, we incorporate each part of Greater Goods into our services. So Greater Goods has that bright yellow arrow, and it's our one piece of the pie that goes back and forth, that gives to our services and takes away from them. So our food pantry, where it's open Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday mornings. On Wednesday morning, if we get a good donation of tomatoes from a local farmer, we have a place to bring them. We bring them to the thrift store, and people pick them up. We have clients come all the time. We also have drop-off locations at the thrift store for food. So Monday through Saturday, during the operating hours, 10 to 7, someone can bring food, and they always bring food to the thrift store, and it's filled. We fill up like a literal garbage pail of food a week, and we bring it to the food pantry. And it has an unintended consequence, and I'd be remiss not to talk about this, because this is what means one of the most important things to me, is that there's a senior center with affordable housing right next to our thrift store, and every morning a group of retired people come and they take the day-old bread, and then they take the bread and they walk it over the lake that's in the middle of the town, and they feed the ducks every morning with our thrift store. So that's the community that we build in our organization. Another part of it is we have these Thanksgiving turkeys. We do this turkey drive. We have about 350 turkeys, and what do you do with 350 turkeys when they all come the day before Thanksgiving and they're frozen? Well, we have a resale furniture store, and we get freezers donated, and then we turn them on and we fill them with these turkeys. So we use the space, and we're using all of our facilities to augment what the thrift store is giving back to the food pantry and to our turkey drives. It was just filled, so when ShopRite called to say that we had 250 hams the day after Easter, what do you do with them? Turn the freezers on and we're ready to go. We have children's programs, and I'm really proud of this, so I brought it with us, but we run a summer camp. And these are old t-shirts made from our kids, and it's a 6-week summer camp program. It's affordable for everyone. We also have after-school programs, but if you've ever been in a thrift store, we have old toys, we run science experiments, we recycle, and we also teach kids the value of volunteering, and we hire them also to work in our store. So there's a big impact from the thrift store into our children's programs as well. We have community dinners with the Trenton Area Soup Kitchen 3 nights a week in town now, and any extra dinners get delivered to the thrift store, which is open when the community dinner's over, and our volunteers, people that are working in the thrift store, get to have dinner as well. Our case managers, and this is not, when we talk about case management, if you're in social services at all, and you're working with people who need your help, and you can't always give them help, that's one of the most challenging pieces of the puzzle, is what can you do? Well, we give vouchers, coats, shoes, clothes, dishes. Your house burned down, we can refurnish it. That's all part of what our case managers, we empower them with what we can do with the thrift store, so that's very significant for us. We also have a holiday program. We get presents and everything donated, but we also get donors. So we put signs up, and people come in and they pick up a kid, and they buy presents for the kids. So all these things with this yellow arrow that move back and forth through our thrift store. Now, she has to catch up to me. So there's this big yellow arrow. It's going to get bigger in a minute, right, Mike? Gets bigger. That's awesome, right? So that big yellow arrow with that big number in it, almost $250,000, that's our retail sales from last year. That's huge. So when we're talking about an entire budget of maybe $800,000 for our partnership, that $250,000 infusement of capital, of cash, is very significant to all of our programs. And our goal is to move from that top yellow bubble in poverty. We move our individuals through the circle and we bring them to self-reliance. That's an individual. For us, for our organization, we're on the same path. So we're moving Rise through that circle to the bottom to self-reliance. This is our ticket. Can I say that again? This is our ticket to self-reliance for our organization. This is what it's all about for us, for our community organization, which, by the way, has been around for 50 years. So we're here to end the war on poverty from 50 years ago. We're still working on it today, but we have a plan. We don't do it by ourselves. We have groups that come. Maria's smiling, she's in so many of these pictures. But we have these groups that come and they help us. They're YMCA groups, they're youth groups, they're work groups, they're day of service for corporate groups. And there's a big red help wanted there. We're Exit 8A. So when you're driving down the turnpike, you're bored for the afternoon, pull in, shop, and Maria will put you to work because there's a lot of work to do. We also couldn't do it, and when we talk about the OFBI support, and we talk about what we do with funding that we got, and support that we got, and expertise, not only with the OFBI, but attending Professor Robinson's lectures and talking to the Support Foundation, everyone else. We started small. We started with one store. We added jobs. We added signs. We added trucks. We added software, which is really important, although it's not as glamorous as our new trucks. But it also gave us confidence. It gave us confidence to try new things. And we did open up a resale furniture store that is a great store. Perry, our manager, is here today too. But what it does is we can sell a couch for $75. We sell jeans $2, 3 for $5, which, by the way, is a very popular price point, the 3 for $5 price point for all of our clothes. And so if you sell one couch for $75, it's a lot easier. It also takes more space. So we opened that store last October with the help of the OFBI funding. And I bring this up to show you that if you invest with us, we use your money and we do good things with it, and it generates more profits. We opened it up, it was rather empty, and now it's rather full. So we do have a bottleneck. It's one of our constraints right now. It's something that we need to manage as far as our growth. So far in 2016, we already have, and this is like a number that's 2 weeks old, we already have 100 and something new donors, like brand new. Never walked in our doors before. They've given us already in the first quarter an extra 100 on top of the 3,000 that have already donated to us. So we're really full. And we do have a solution. We're working on a 5S program. And this is not we didn't invent this because we're not that smart or that simple, but it's a really simple program with sorting and sustaining and standardizing and organizing our systems. And one of the values of the program, and the reason why we need to standardize, is because we speak a lot of different languages, we all look at different pictures, and we need a simple program so that people know what to do when they get into the store and how to move our merchandise around. We've started this process already. You can see the ticket here that it has our circle of services. So it has our yellow arrow again, illustrating how important Greater Goods is to all of our services. This goes on every piece of furniture, so people are familiar with the good that we do in community when they buy things in our store. And it also works to standardize our functions. So we're here for asking you for money. Although, if you don't have money, we'll ask you for other stuff too. We'll get to that. But part of the money, part of what you need to know is, I think we're going to beat this number, but we're going to have close, and for us this is huge. I mean, we're going to get to, I'm going to say it, but I think I'm going to bet you, I'm going to will it, that we are going to reach $300,000 in sales this year. Yeah! That's a lot of jeans to sell at $2.55. The best part is that close to $40,000 goes right back into our I just got the minute thing, so I'm all flabbergasted now. But if we move on, so we're asking for $125,000 today. We need more space. We need a place to sort. Right now we're doing all of our sorting in our store. It's not working. We need staffing to help move things around and logistics to create that 5S piece. And if you don't have the money, we'll take the space at Exit 8A. If you have a warehouse over there, we're it. Like, call me up. I need space, I need staffing, and I need help with all of these things. And we have this beautiful tree that we created with the sustainability on the bottom. We're going to increase our markets once we get more space. We don't even do vintage yet. And how awesome is that? When we're at Rutgers with kids, you know, and college students, they love vintage. 60% of our donors who give us a check, non-allocated funds, 60% have also donated to our store. Everybody clap for that. It's going to save the world too, because 99% of clothing can be recycled, and really only about 15% of it is. And finally, if you look back up to that 15%, sorry, it's that sunshine. See that sunshine? Sorry. Back. Yep. There's a sunshine up there that's feeding everything. Well, that's basically our 15%. That's our profit of what we earned. That's feeding all those other programs. So we're talking about real money going back to us to sustain us. I'm asking for your help so we can continue this for all the work that we do. And part of the work that we do, ta-da, ta-da, look what's coming up. It's summer. I have 100 kids taking old t-shirts and turning them into snails. So I want to thank you all, and for the question and answer, if Maria and Perry could come up, because they're our store managers for our retail store, for our resale furniture, and we all work together, we all brainstorm to figure out how we can increase our sales and create volunteers. And I just wanted to also thank my TL, who I'm like Jeff, I'm not a linear thinker. So I think that's
you're wearing like that.
Yeah. I'm not a linear thinker. So I have my TL and this wonderful group, and we're not professionals, but we will take professional help, and we really appreciate your support.
Okay, we got a few moments for questions. So, who has some questions for this group?
So, are you looking for what kind of money are you looking for? Grant money, loan? What kind of funds?
We are looking for grants.
Okay.
We are looking for social impact ventures. I appreciate loans, but the way that we are set up, and I talked to Jeff about this, the professor, about how we're designed as a nonprofit, is that we are not. That's for a different classroom.
Helpful, thank you.
Over here on the left.
So it's helpful to see how much you have coming in. What is the sort of framework of your overall budget and what you spend every year to provide all the other family of services to your?
Chris, would you like to make Chris here?
Well, our annual budget is about $860,000, and about 85% go towards program services. So, Greater Goods, the two stores provide approximately 1/3 of the revenue that comes in.
What are your expenses on your stores? You know, what are you netting from that 275?
30. It was almost $40,000 last year. Well, actually, it was like 248 last year, and we got 40,000. So this year we're going to hit 300. So maybe 45.
Yeah, I'm the economic development chair of the New Jersey NAACP, and I'd like to find out more about the services you offer. It was great to see the numbers, but I mean, who are you delivering services to? Exclusive, of course, of the young people at the end in Snail. I'd like to get a little more information about services you offer.
So our mission, and we're an old community action service center, sort of rebranded as RISE. But we work within 125% of the federal poverty level is our clients. We're basically in the Hightstown, East Windsor, that eastern section of Mercer County is our primary service area. It's a large Hispanic population. Probably about 80% of our clients are Hispanic in our office, and a lot of our shoppers too. But actually the beautiful part about the store is that it's a mix of donors and clients, so it's where people actually get to see the people that they're helping at the same time. So it's been a community melting pot in many respects. A lot of our clients become shoppers. Actually, people who, a lot of our mandatory volunteers have become rehired for jobs. But it's, did that answer your question? No?
Unless there's some more to it. I mean, that might be the, complete service you offer, but I mean, how do you give back? And I'm not clear on it.
That sounds like a good question for us, the reception. We'll have a chance to come up and talk to them individually. I saw a question over here. In the back.
Hi, I'm Vivian Fraser from the Urban League. I have a question about your staffing model for the thrift store. How many paid staff do you have and how many volunteers work in the thrift store?
Every week we have around 7-8 volunteers. They usually go over there and to come another group. Sometimes we use the group, for example, coming to the school groups in the summer. In the summertime, we have a lot of groups that go in there, and then we usually have a lot of projects for the volunteers. Yes.
And there's, in each store, there's about 3 full-time staff members. Maria and Perry are both full-time. There's another full-time person who floats in between the stores, and a couple of part-time people who do pickups. But really, it's a volunteer-based organization.
Okay, we'll take the last 2 questions here. First you and then you.
Yes, your community impact you have, including health and wellness, emergency shelter, and food and nutrition programs. Are these referred out? Are these referrals that you're doing?
The health and wellness we do in-house. We offer nutrition classes free of charge. We've actually done that. We do that in-house. The only thing we really don't do that we refer out is housing. And that's sort of a big piece that we refer to our Trenton, like more of the Trenton groups for the housing piece. But everything else we do.
The emergency shelter is there in house?
Emergency shelter we do not do. We do provide, we work with local organizations, particularly churches, to get people for an immediate night for, like money for a night. So we have a lot of relationships like that. But we do not have a shelter of our own.
Great.
Question in the back there.
Yeah, you showed that symbiotic relationship between the store and the programs, and we could see the net return back to the programs. But it would appear that there's more in the value proposition to the programs from the store. Have you thought about putting some type of quantitative measure around that overall impact back to the programs beyond the $40,000?
Can you come work with us? Because, some of these, like, we're this really enthusiastic, we have these relationships, but to quantify them for us is frankly, it's a little out of, the scale of where we are as an organization. But I'd be so happy to sit down and work out some of those figures. Like that's where we're going, but we're not there yet to give you some of those answers. And I think it's really important. And actually, I think that's a great idea because that would make us look really, really good.
All right, thank you very much.